Here we go. I know you're wondering where that weird and wonderful voice was coming from. Well, it was me. And I've come out of the darkness, Ian Marsh here, to share some more insights with you on becoming a street smart business owner. So this is Street Smart Business Solutions TV. Every Tuesday night I come to you at 6:30 and I share wisdom and ideas and strategies that are proven. Strategies that work for business owners of all shapes and sizes, from butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers, right up to the largest corporates. I've helped them all, and it's quite strange, but the same principles apply to those large corporates as they do to the small individual tradie on the corner block. So let's get started. But before we do, I keep getting comments from many of you saying, man, look at Harley, how's he growing? So I'm going to show you my brand new daughter in the family. Goodness me, now how old are you now, Harley? I think you must be nearly, what do you reckon, nearly 3 months old? I think you'd be close. And it's time for her to go out and see the world. She's stayed on our property now because a bit worried about the parvo and all the other sorts of things that our little pets can get. But Harley, I tell you what, she's the best little puppy. She's stolen my heart. How cute's that? You just can't say no. Whenever I'm in trouble with the missus, yeah, I know. I just bring Harley with me when I'm talking to the wife, and I say, honey, listen, this sort of happened, but, you know, don't get angry because, look, and I show her Harley, and, you know, there's just a big smile that comes on the face. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight have I got some information for you. You're going to love it big time. As our friend Donald Trump would say, big league. All right. Now, I've got a little mind map that I'm going to start sharing with you soon, but I want you to understand why you should be hanging around me for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And there are two reasons. Now, the first one is quite simply because you learn some pretty cool things, but I've got a really cool tool that I want to share with you that will really help you if you are utilizing online marketing and social media and blog posts, etc. This will help you a lot. And the other thing I'm going to be sharing with you is how to actually succeed online. Now, if you are a business owner, and most of you are that are watching this, then all of you probably have been frustrated or are still frustrated with this weird bloody thing you've been hearing about for the last 10 years now called the internet. You know it should be doing something. You know you should be getting certain results, and yet that elusive outcome never seems to materialize. Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, get that pad out and that pen, because all of those dramas are about to disappear. Big statement, I know, but I think that you're going to agree with me by the time I finish this. So if I can get my technology working correctly, I am going to do something wondrous here, ladies and gentlemen, and you are going to love what I'm about to share with you. Now, for those of you that don't know, okay, I actually have quite a good track record when it comes to making money online. All right. Now, these are 3 lessons. One of the most powerful lessons I learned early on when I decided to become street smart as a business owner instead of sheep smart is I learned to only take advice from people that are at least 5 times, that is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times more successful than I am in a particular area. So if I want to get the best accounting advice, I don't want to go to a corner accountant that's got, oh, listen, I'll do your tax return for $50. No, I want to find the most successful accountant that knows how to maximize the returns for me. Same if I need legal advice. Well, I don't want to go to some half-price cut lawyer. I want to go to somebody that absolutely has the best track record on the planet. And it's exactly the same when it comes to business. When you get advice in business, everybody, it's a bit like armpits, everybody has an opinion. And in my early days of wanting to become more street smart, I used to take the advice of everyone. And that cost me dearly, because there is nothing more expensive, ladies and gentlemen, than free advice. And I'm sure many of you would understand that by now. So just simply work out, right, well, if I'm going to listen to someone, just let me have a look at their track record. Let me see if they actually do know what they're talking about. And true to my word, I will show you some examples of why I have developed a pretty cool reputation online myself, even though I don't talk about it a lot. Anyway, I digress. So tonight, again, I am hoping all of you can see my mind map, my wonderful mind map. I'm just going to double check again with my little tool here and make sure that I am sharing on the right screen. Call me paranoid, just don't call me late for dinner, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, the internet. That's what I'm going to be mainly talking about. But before I do, again, I just want to share something pretty cool with you, and it is related to the internet. Now, how many of you out there actually do blogging, for example, or send out pretty cool emails with information? Would you agree that there's a lot of information out there, in fact, too much? And so you really need to stand out from the crowd to make sure that you get someone's attention. Well, if you do understand that, well, good, because it does mean you are street smart. And I'm going to show you something that's going to make your job a lot easier. Now, I don't know about you, but I do know that to grab somebody's attention isn't that easy sometimes. Vanage. You're going to say, what the heck is Vanage, Ian? And I'm going to share it with you. Vanage is actually a really cool tool that you can use to make infographics. So seeing as it's not coming up on my mind map, I'll have to bring up the website itself. So here is the tool. It's called Vengage. Now, it costs around about $25 a month, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And this site will help you develop some really, really cool and amazing is the key word, infographics for your business, sharing the knowledge that you want to get out to the world, but grabbing people's attention, because you don't want to be boring as batshit. You must stand out from the crowd. You cannot be plain vanilla anymore, or you will get lost in the crowd. So even if you don't have any skills as a graphic designer, ladies and gentlemen, and you still are under the impression that you need to do everything yourself, well, you will love this tool. So this is the way that it works. They've got all these templates there that look weird and wonderful. It's pretty well cut and paste, and then you'll be making fantastic infographics like this. Pretty cool. There you go. Well, that's worth you spending 15 minutes with me on its own. But wait, I've got so much more to share with you. So again, that this site will help you really put information out there that's interesting. Okay, so again, as soon as you see someone, you've only got a couple of seconds to grab their attention before their attention goes and focuses on something else. So you must make it count, and this will help you do that. I hope you give me an applause. Give me a like. Tell me, hey, that's really cool, and keep sharing other tips of ideas and things that you use, the tools. And if you do give me enough comments, I'll give you a few others. All right, that's the really cool tool. It was meant to come up with a link. Now, I'm going to now address a very important thing. Now, I've got to get serious. Now, those of you that know me know I don't like getting serious that often, but when it comes to business, you do need to be serious, ladies and gentlemen. So why is it that most people don't succeed online? Well, let me ask you a question. How important do you believe having a successful online presence is to your organization? On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate it in order of importance? 1, who needs an online presence? Who needs leads coming in? Who needs to know about me? Or at 10, which means, man, I want the world to know about me. I want to have a switch and turn it on and have all these leads coming in and then get all these sales. And I want to be able to control the volume of those inquiries coming into my company. Well, obviously, if you are serious about your success, you'd be scoring yourself a 10 when it comes to the internet. However, meeting business owners, I can assure you, and I'm being very, very generous here, most business owners I meet are lucky to score a 2. There's my infographic link, by the way, that'll probably take me back to that site. But most business owners, quite seriously, are lucky to score a 2 when it comes to the effectiveness of their sites online. Now, why is this, ladies and gentlemen? If we know that the benefit to your organization would be a 10 if you had a great online presence, and yet we have a look at most business owners and their situation online and it's only a 2, why is it that people don't have a decent online solution? Well, there is a valid reason. It's not business owners' fault, because, look, the life of a business owner is pretty challenging. This is a pretty typical day, and understand I work with literally thousands of business owners over the years, so this is a highly qualified statement. The typical business owner, what do they get up to? Well, you've got to do the marketing. You're responsible for the marketing, aren't you? That means you've got to start knowing about direct mail and newspapers and publications and social media. You've got to have a decent website, and you've got to know how to do the SEO on the website so people find you on page 1 of Google. And then what about Facebook and putting all the information there? What information should it be? And how do I do a Facebook campaign? And then people tell me LinkedIn is really important, so I better master that. And then how many gurus are out there telling me I've got to use this strategy or that strategy or the next greatest thing? And after I get done with my marketing, what about the delivery of my services? You know, I've got to make sure I do stock control out there. I've got to have customer relations happening. I've got to be maintaining our vehicles and ensuring that the team don't ruin them. The list goes on. We've also got property maintenance. You've got to have the cleaning happening, and who's relating to what I'm saying right now. Now, when you've got all of these things happening and you're coming from a Streetsmart perspective rather than a Streetsmart perspective, it means that you're largely trying to do a lot of these things yourself. Am I right? I haven't even put bookkeeping and marketing, bookkeeping and accounting there, or the tax office. Oh my goodness, the tax office. Don't we all love the tax office? So where do you get the time to actually master what we need to master? Well, think about this. What would happen in your business if you doubled or tripled the results in your organization? Would that be pretty cool? If you got triple the results coming from your online presence, what impact would that have on your company? Well, my guess is it'd be pretty huge, wouldn't it? Yeah. Now, I want to just share with you, remember I said that it's important for you to understand what makes a success, and when you get advice off people, that they actually know what they're talking about. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a crash course in successful websites. Okay, now, and there is a case that can be made, for people not even having websites these days, believe it or not. You're saying, are you kidding me? I just start learning how to do this online thing and then you're telling me websites are becoming obsolete. Well, in many cases they are. But I'm digressing here. So what I want to do is I just want to give you, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a checklist on you thinking about your current website for your business right now. And have a look at these few things and see how you're rating. And I'm going to give you some examples of them in action, okay? So look, there's a number of things you can have on a checklist, but these are 4 critical things that all of you should be having on your website, no matter what it is and what industry you're in. I don't care if you're a lawyer, an accountant, a chiropractor, a dentist. And yes, I do understand about the regulations and the regulatory boards there. That being said, you still must have these key criteria there to have an effective online presence. So what are they? How about a compelling headline? Okay, so when someone comes to your website, again, you're lucky to have 2 seconds there to grab their attention before they move off again. And in addition to the headline, what about a natural flow? So when they come to your site, do they actually know the next logical step that they should be taking? Well, in many cases, these fancy websites I see, you just get so confused. You don't know where to go. You don't know which way is up. And I'm telling you, quite honestly, many times ugly sells. Some of my clients say that I'm living proof of that fact. I'd like to disagree with them there. However, many of the ugly sites you see do extremely well. Many of these flashing, fancy, pretty sites actually don't do anything. That's you're not. Now, the other thing you need to know, after you have a compelling headline, so you grab their attention, and you have a natural flow so they know where they should be going and what they should be doing, you need to have a call to action, a compelling action that they take and that they need to know they should be taking. And then when you've got those key things there, you should always be split testing, all right? Always trying to outperform what's currently happening on your site. Now, let me just give you a couple of examples. Now, these are a few sites that I've put together for clients, and minimum results are 400% improvement in the results that they were achieving before I got involved with them. But notice again the principle here. Notice the flow, and there should be another key criteria here that I didn't put in and I should have. Shame, Ian, shame. That is, you should be capturing their details. See here, we have an opt-in mechanism where we're giving them a compelling reason, a call to action to give their details to us. Okay, so with this site here that we created, it is constantly being modified by the owners. They're very sharp cookies. Now, the improvement to their site was within a month, they were getting a 400% improvement in the results on their website. Notice they've got a compelling headline. Australian made, imported and full custom horse floats to suit any budget. And look, they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. I think they're the only people in Australia that have that. And yes, that was a quite interesting conversation I had with them for it to go up there. But the results speak for themselves. They became the fastest growing horse float retailer in Australia. Pretty cool. So can you see that? Now, there's also a natural flow. So remember, compelling headline, compelling call to action, natural flow. We know the next thing we want them to do. Does that make sense? All right, let me show you another example. Now remember, should you take my advice? Well, I don't know, it's up to you. But if you want to have at least a 400% improvement in the results you're currently getting, maybe it could be worth it. So let's have a look at this one. Now, again, you're going to see the same science applied. It's pretty simple, really. This is a Streetsmart site, not a Sheepsmart site. So incredibly handsome individual there, James, lovely guy. Notice a compelling headline again, when you want a guaranteed way to have a safe workplace and be 100% compliant. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? And how about the next step? Well, do I need help with safety services or train my staff, or do I want to hire someone with safety equipment? Okay, so again, pretty straightforward, natural flow, grab their attention. Okay, click here to book your training now. Again, the impact that this site has had on their business, huge, massive. But their previous site, not so flash. And I'll just show one more example. Again, see this compelling headline, natural flow, call to action, split testing. And again, I should put in there, and I will do it right now, capture details. So you've got to give them a gift, a really valuable reason to leave their details. And trust me, a newsletter these days doesn't quite cut it. When internet first came out, oh, I'll subscribe to your newsletter. These days, people go, please unsubscribe me from a newsletter. Now, I'll just show you one other example, just so you get the idea. These are fantastic guys as well in New Zealand. Now, I set a minimum, okay, of 300 to 400% improvement. Many of these sites went far, far in excess of that, and I could go on with others that I've created. But do you notice compelling headline? Cool. Next logical step. Okay, well, do you live in Christchurch? Get your free in-home visit now. And that makes sense. And see, we can capture their details. Okay, so again, there's a whole heap of other things that go into our sites that make them succeed. But as a start, as a beginning, how about you just do those few things on your site? You're going to see an instant improvement straight away. There you go. All right, now, with that being said, just again, imagine what will happen in your business if you really could have an online presence that was doing triple or quadruple the results that it's getting now. Imagine if you actually understood how this online machine came together and you had a simple way to make it all happen. Well, I have some great news for you, ladies and gentlemen. You see, from the 21st to the 23rd of November on the Gold Coast, I am having another business school. So, if you are wanting to get a massive improvement in your online presence and you don't want to spend all this time listening to this guru, listening to that guru, attending that webinar, listening to this, and then you finished all these things and you still find that your results are exactly the same, I've got a great solution for you. Now, this is a world first, ladies and gentlemen. It's a world first, I believe. Now, after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on my own personal education, I've never seen anyone do what I'm about to show you that we're about to do. Maybe because they are either smarter or wiser than I am, I don't know. But I am about to take my students and they're going to be bringing their laptops into business school with them. And we're going to be creating their actual online presence with them. Yes. And guess what? They're not going to do it all themselves, because I'm also going to help them find the ultimate online assistant so that they will be able to help do a lot of the work so that the entrepreneur can focus on the things that they really should be focusing on. Okay, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? What if I helped you find an ultimate virtual assistant that you know, I don't care what your budget is, you'll be able to find one that can fit within those means. And then after we do that, we actually create a lead generation system where you have this methodology and this wonderful we refer to them as funnels, okay, sales funnels. We create sales funnels in our business school so that you can actually put your copywriting there. We're going to do the copywriting for your website. We're going to create the funnel. We're going to have the opt-in mechanisms there for you so that you will be able to get people to respond and leave you their details. Wouldn't that be cool? Now, in addition to that, it gets better. How many of you realize the power of Facebook marketing? Able to do a Facebook ad and have it working without costing you a fortune and losing, tens of thousands of dollars in trial and error, as I have, by the way. I can tell you I've probably blown about $50,000 in poor advertising skills until I got to have some pretty good advertising skills. Well, I'm going to be showing you, and you're going to be creating your own effective Facebook ad campaigns. And again, we're going to have a major focus on leverage. So you are actually going to know how to be doing all of this, but more importantly, then know how to delegate all of this. All right. So before you can delegate, you must have an understanding of what needs to be done. And to wrap it all up, I'm just curious, how cool would it be for you to be on page 1 of Google, to be able to have your search terms there, get found by people searching for you? Well, I'm just going to show you our simple Streetsmart SEO system that will have you on page 1 before you know it, so that people actually do know that you exist. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is not make-believe, this is real. You're getting excited yet? Well, I hope so, because it's going to be pretty huge. So again, it's going to be on the 21st to the 23rd of November, but there's a catch. You may not be able to join me. Why? Well, there's only going to be 25 places that I'm going to reserve for other individuals to come. That's number 1 reason. But number 2, this is very exclusive. It is by invitation only. And again, those of you that know me know I'm very selective with the people that I work with. One of the key criteria for you joining me is that you must be really serious about wanting to have an amazing online presence that actually works. You must really want to be able to have a Facebook campaign that can actually get you results and not suck money out of you without giving you a great outcome on the other end. Okay, and again, you sort of have a street smart attitude about you. So, we all have a great time, and so you have that sort of air of fun. Now, I have a little process. I have some hoops. If this is sounding cool to you and you'd like to join me on the Gold Coast, it is by application only, and very shortly you're going to see a link down below, and if you click that link, there's a simple questionnaire that I'm going to ask you to fill out. If you qualify, then we'll have a conversation, and there's every chance you can join me, and finally you're going to understand how this online world works and be able to get results from it. Yes, I have made millions of dollars online, ladies and gentlemen. I am not full of smoke and mirrors, and you're going to learn how I did it, because guess what? It ain't that hard. People make it too complicated. I'm just going to show you some very simple things to do, some very simple rules to follow. But more importantly, you're going to have your laptop. You're going to have your assistant with you, hopefully, and you're going to be doing it right there, right then. So at the end of the 3 days, you've got your very own lean, mean lead generation machine online without all of the guff and the huff. Okay, so again, if you want to join me, then just click the link down below, and we'll be having a conversation. There's a short questionnaire I want you to fill out, just so I know we're a good fit. And then if you qualify, we'll get together, and I promise you, you give me those 3 days, by the time you walk out the other end, your online presence will never be the same. It'll be huge. It'll be great. So I hope I see you there. If you're a serious business owner, stop being sheep smart. Just make sure you're street smart and start learning some simple principles that can give you a huge leverage on your competitors. All right. Until next time we meet, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Marsh signing off for now.